Hello guys, and today we are going to be seeing if you can game on a $500 pre-built gaming PC or not and how well it can perform. So without any further ado, let's get started. So pre-built PCs are actually getting very decent in terms of their value, and iBuyPower seems to be one of the better options available in that segment. You can get many different PCs from iBuyPower, which range from this price to much more expensive around $1,000. Before usually, you would get really poor value from pre-built PCs, but right now it is much better and it is much more of a viable option. This video here will feature the iBuyPower Element Mini that comes in at exactly $500 with an AMD Ryzen 3 processor and an AMD Radeon RX550 GPU. In this video, I'll try and review the PC and show you the performance benchmarks of it in games along with a comparison with a normal PC that you can build using separate parts from Amazon, and I have done a video on that PC, which is the CyberPunk budget PC that you can check out on the channel. So getting onto the iBuyPower PC, the first thing that you'll notice when you see it is just how small it is. The PC case is much smaller than a regular mid-tower case, and I would say that it is only slightly bigger than most micro ATX cases, but that still makes it quite small. The case has 3 RGB fans, 2 on the front and 1 on the back, and the RGB lights look really good on this PC, and as it has a tempered glass side panel, it looks and feels much better and premium. The case has good port selection and input as well, including 2 USB 3 Type A ports on the front, where you also get the LED on and off switch, the headphone and microphone jacks, and the power button. On the back, you get 4 USB 3 ports, 2 USB 2 ports, and an Ethernet port, along with a display port and HDMI outputs. You also get Wi-Fi included on the PC, and when you buy it, you also get a free mouse and keyboard that aren't that great, but it is good if you don't have a keyboard and mouse already, and it is definitely good enough for starting off. One negative in my opinion for the case is that it is quite crammed up inside, which does reduce its thermal capabilities, and if you want to upgrade your GPU to one that is larger, it will be a bit difficult to say if it would fit properly here or not. Overall, the case is really good and is actually much better than what I had expected at this price. Now, on to what is probably the most important part about a PC, which is its specs, and here you get a AMD Ryzen 3 3100 processor, 8GB of RAM, a 240GB SSD, and the AMD Radeon RX550 GPU. These specs are decent for pre-built PC standards, but realistically, if you compare it to a build that has separate parts, like the CyberPunk PC that I had made a video on, it is absolutely underpowered. The CyberPunk PC on the other hand had a AMD Ryzen 3 3200G processor, 16GB of dual channel RAM, a 1TB hard drive plus a 240GB NVMe SSD, and the Nvidia GeForce GTX 1650 Super. So considering that, this is much worse overall, but let's get into that later on. Right away when you power up the PC, there is little to no bloatware on the system, which is a huge plus in my books. Everything runs like it should, and it doesn't thermal or power throttle while performing benchmarks and playing games, which is a good start. The AMD Ryzen 3 3100 is probably the best part about the build in my opinion here, and that is the only spec that is comparable to the CyberPunk PC, and everything else including the GPU are so much worse on the iBuyPower. The RAM and the 240GB SSD here are also not particularly impressive, as the RAM is only single channel, which you can thankfully upgrade, and the SSD is a slower SATA one, which doesn't perform as good as any NVMe SSD. To test out the gaming performance on this PC, we'll be running games on this, including Cyberpunk 2077, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and Call of Duty Warzone. So with all that out of the way, I'll let you guys look into the gaming performance of this PC in games. So in conclusion, this PC is capable of running most of the new AAA games at 720p with 30 plus FPS. This is mostly playable in my opinion, and almost every esports title will run on this with high FPS at 1080p easily. However, if you compare the performance of this to the PC build in my video, this is anywhere from 100 to 150% worse, and that is definitely not a good look in terms of overall value for the iBuyPower PC. Therefore, even though the iBuyPower PC offers decent value as a pre-built system that you can buy, it is still good enough if you just want something for light to medium gaming. Overall though, I still recommend you to build a PC by yourself as it offers much better value and performance, and you can upgrade and remove components as you like on it. So that's it for the video guys, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.